Well, there aren't too many companies out there who can bring together a huge cast of characters like Warner Brothers. And they've done that here with Multiversus. We've got Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Steven Universe, the Iron Giant, plus we've got Game of Thrones characters as well. And the open beta has 17 characters, which is a decent sized roster to start with, plus that leaves them plenty of room to add more characters as time goes on. And Nintendo had great success in not only providing the base game, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, but then success for years after providing character updates, and also other companies have definitely taken note of this. So LeBron James has also just been added into the game, and Rick and Morty are due into Multiversus next. Well, Player First Games have done a really good job with the gameplay. As a game like this really lives and dies with the gameplay feel. However, the world they've crafted really feels great, as many of the original voice cast have been added to the game, providing a familiar feel to the eclectic fandoms that are going to gravitate towards this title. So Maisie Williams is even here for Arya Stark. You've got Kevin Conroy as Batman, and the list goes on. And Warner Bros. Has the finances and the clout to realise the ambitious vision laid out by Player First Games. So this one is a free-to-play game too, meaning hopefully the player count is going to shoot up when it comes out of open beta. Multiversus is already doing well with the now classic watch Twitch streamers for drops marketing play that has done really, really well for them in the opening couple of weeks. Well, matches are 1v1, 2v2, or you have the 4-player free-for-all style matches on familiar stages. Similar to Super Smash Bros., the developers have taken iconic locations, for example, the Batcave. Then you've got other stages. They are a little bit lacking at this time, with the open beta only offering a handful of stages with little variation. This does offer the opportunity to improve over time, although the developers have to be careful not to offer something that feels half-baked. During this open beta, given there's so much to see and learn with all the characters, I think they're probably just about to get away with it, but the levels could do with a little bit of love. As for the gameplay, it's right out of Smash Bros. Playbook. You've got to fight your opponents and increase the amount of damage on them to make it easier to knock them off the main stage. Each character has a couple of attacks to work with, and these attack buttons combined with directional pushes offer variations in attacks. So standing still and hitting the attack button will be one variation, whereas holding up, down, left or right will offer a different attack. And while it's pretty much the same as Smash Brothers, it is a system that works, plus it's a system that's being incorporated into the new Street Fighter game when that comes out next year, so it makes for an accessible entry into the fighting genre. So you can get deep into the complexity of the characters, but also to get up and running and into the action is quick and easy with few barriers. Well, the controls feel good and tight, albeit a little bit slower than Smash Bros. Ultimate. Characters have jumps and double jumps and dashes to quickly move out of the way, and wall jumps replace the ability to mantle on the edge, and that does take some getting used to, but the wall jumps are a nice addition and reminded me of playing as Chun-Li in Street Fighter 2 back on the SNES. Multiversus promotes the 2 vs 2 mode, which sets the game apart from Smash, and that is pretty much free-for-all at all times. So you can play in this fashion, but I would recommend in Multiversus going in as 2 vs 2. That is a good place to start. That means playing with other players, and each characters complement each other nicely. And essentially, if they are from the same cartoon, or you could have Batman and Superman teaming up, each character is assigned a class that helps promote a specific playstyle like tanks, you've got assassins, ranged magic users, and support, and that means your team composition is really important and can swing a match in your favour. And that offers a new dimension to the game, and finding the right pair that work together well is really, really good. So do Shaggy and Taz have great teamwork, or will Bugs Bunny and Velma work together well? Try out different combinations, you'll find something that works for your team. Well, players can equip perks before matches, and these offer up bonuses during the matches, allowing you to customize how your fighters operate. So 3 slots can be used for movement or damage, and that is further increased if your teammate adds something similar. The signature move is saved for the 4th slot, and they are special moves associated with that character. So the additions of these perks add a layer of strategy to Multiversus, which surprised me, and also sets the game apart from its competitors. So much of the game is straight from Smash Bros., but this feature is something really different and adds to the game from a competitive point of view. So you've got loads of characters and collectibles to unlock, And Multiversus isn't very obtuse when it comes to its microtransactions and monetization. The game is free to play, allowing players to dip their toes in and try the game, boosting the player population. Perks are unlocked by leveling up characters or spending the in-game currency called gold. That is earned from playing matches and completing Fortnite-style missions and bounties. Characters can be bought with gold, gleamium, or character tickets, and they are available to those who bought Founders Packs. I think that's about £30 or £35 on Steam. 4 characters are unlocked when you start, but characters steadily unlock without an insane amount of playtime. All you need to do is play a few hours, and you're going to get more characters. This definitely isn't another Darth Vader from Star Wars Battlefront situation, and I'm very, very thankful for that. Multiversus is off to a great start and has the characters and the variety to succeed in the competitive fighter space. The roster is fairly small at the moment, but I imagine plenty more characters are going to be added over time. The monetization isn't in your face, and you unlock new characters and perks over time through gameplay. This is a player-friendly, free-to-play game that feels quite refreshing, and while it isn't as fast and slick as Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, it has the time and the player base to improve, and it's in a solid state right now, right out of the gate, so if you want to jump in, plus it's free if you want to go into the open beta. Well, the developer is Player First Games. It was published by Warner Bros. Interactive Entertainment. It's available for the PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox One, Series S and X, also on PC, and it was originally released in July 2022. Well, that is it for my review of Multiversus. I think it's a really good game. It's actually much better than I thought it was going to be, so I recommend jumping in. If you like any of the gameplay that you've seen, I recommend jumping in. It's free to play, so just give it a try. If you don't like it, you can always delete it. And as always, thank you so much for watching or listening. Hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. Or you can check me out on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video, found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out the other videos on the channel. Thanks again. I'll see you soon.